Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to episode 35 of the Roll Slayers podcast.
30. What?
35.
We
35.
Word of the
recorded
day,
34.
swizzle.
Did we just take 0 notes about the last?
I took notes. We are on session 35.
Ha ha!
Hey!
I got it right.
I lost count somewhere in my
Yeah.
notes. They're all wrong.
Episode 34 was wild, y'all.
Yep, it was a thing. That happened.
It was terrifying.
But this is 35, not 34.
That's true.
Hayden, do we have any announcements before we get into tonight's episode?
Well, let me talk for a moment about apples. I have a lot to say about them after my weekend of consuming 18 apples. But you know what? We'll save that. Because right now I have something more important to talk about, and it's the regularly scheduled announcements for this podcast. You know what? I'm in a serious note, I'm appreciative for the people that have kind of, allowed us, a small upstart fellas over here, to use their stuff to kind of make all this come together. People like Beyond Skyrim, Scanlan Shorthaul Music, and Celestial Aeon Project, allowing us to use their music, and Sirenscape use their sound effects. Thanks for making all that stuff free. It helps out the smaller creators out there. Let's all clap. All clap. Thank you. Really.
Sirenscape, a little clapping in there.
I'm just clapping for the fact that Hayden remembered all four.
It was close. I can only remember it when I'm ill. But also, oh gosh. See, now I am not going to remember other things. Now that you've said something, it's all. As long as I go unacknowledged, I can do pretty well. Eldritch Foundry. We'd had a meeting with them like 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years. I don't know, somewhere in there. Where they were like, yeah, of course we'll give you a discount code RollSlayers for 15% off at checkout. And that code is just as good today as it was back then. So if you go get a custom mini STL file, you can use that. So appreciation for those folks. And no appreciation for the next ones. worldanvil.pxf.io/rollslayers. No, we still appreciate it. We use them all the time. Tyler, what do you got in there for us today? How many apple varieties are in Esaloon?
That's where I was going. Do you want to make a ton of fantasy or cyberpunk fruits and then have a genus and a species, a family, if you will, of them? Because not only can you make all those things in World Anvil, you can use the Bloodlines feature to create your own family tree of apples.
Cool. I actually love that.
So go do that if
Remember
you want.
that time there were smoke fruit in the astrals?
Oh yeah, make some astral peaches or something.
That was fun.
There we go.
Grapes,
Millions of peaches.
Spicy grapes. I don't know.
Spicy grapes. Yeah, that was messed up, man.
Yeah.
Best thing about LCMV.
But yeah. worldanvil.pxf.io/rollslayers. Check it out.
Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/rollslayers. Tyler and I are actually, not just like BSing the way that we have in some previous episodes that won't be disclosed, so you can't prove we've been BSing. But we are working on a little project together to put in there. I think it's going to come together. It's ball's kind of in his court right now, so actually, never mind.
Here we go.
I was about to say, my portion is pretty much written. But
Well, you have to find somebody to record it. We're not doing this.
it's
right
fine.
now.
Yeah. Anyway, check us out on Patreon.
That's all of them.
Like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube and on Instagram, and give us a star rating on Spotify and all that stuff.
Yeah, by the way,
it
everyone at
helps.
this table, go give us a star rating on Spotify. We noticed how many reviews we have, and it's fewer than the number of people at this table right now. Get in there. Also, you listening to this, it's truly the least you can do.
This is my angry face.
Spotify's got stars. Go give us 5 of them.
Cool. Let's play the game. So, last we left off,
Honey.
the party got in a fight.
It's true.
They blowed up an avatar of Grumsh, or at least an approximation of one. Zach got killed.
God. This is my notes from last session. Big bad fight. I died.
That's pretty much the session.
Snip brought me back. That's it.
That's the recap.
And in the wake of this, a few things were said psychically. One, Snip to Zach, you owe me one. There was a brief appearance of the goddess of Death's transition, the matron of ravens, the Raven Queen. Also to Zach, saying, you owe me.
Just wrapping up that supernatural debt, huh?
There was a message from a goblin named Rat to Mert, stating that they were in jail in Nogbuz, but that they had been told that you were in town recently. Can you come get me? And lastly, a message from one of the Gith teachers, with the glyph burning in Zek's skin. They apparently knew that Zek had shuffled off this mortal coil briefly, and encouraged them to return to the creche to fight for Mother Gith. We left off with the party deciding their next steps. They found a small door in the chamber that led to a set of stairs winding upward with a faint breeze. And that's where we'll pick up. So, short rest had. What are you guys doing?
I guess we go up the steps, or
We've got the stairs up, or we've got the two doors we didn't check in the main chamber.
How desperately do y'all want to check those two doors?
I mean, maybe we could find some cool things in there.
Yeah.
We're already here.
Well, Zach already died once.
True, but it's a temple of rumor and superstition. You're curious what's behind doors number 2 and 3?
There's probably not another avatar of the guy.
Yeah.
So
The
like
biggest threat seemed to be in that room that we just cleared out.
could probably kill anything else that we find. If we can kill that guy, we can probably kill the other things.
Maybe just no more rooms that require an eyeball to open. If it's a regular door that opens, probably it's fine. If it needs an eyeball, then I don't really want to go to there.
That is probably a good point.
I agree with that measure.
We do still have the extra eyeball just
We
in
do
case.
have one more of
but
worms.
maybe later.
We can talk about it.
As long as y'all ready to turn tail and run at the first sign of trouble, I'm good with it, but there's not much I can do to help. We do run into something.
I don't mind going ahead.
Give me one moment. I'm gonna run back into the room. Can I run back into the temple room where the defeated thing was? Grab the busted up crown.
You guys are still in this room.
Oh, great. Can I grab the busted up crown?
Yeah. You take it from the ruined corpse, and as you take it, nothing happens.
Did anyone search the room?
Yeah,
while
yeah,
I
we
was-
already
okay.
searched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got some magic
I
items.
was crying.
These things.
Yeah, we got to divvy those up at some point.
We got stuff already identified.
I just wanted to hang on to this in case we need some kind of proof that we found something down here.
Or maybe some heads too. We could do that.
Oh yeah, grab some hands. By all means.
She would grab a couple of heads and tie the hair together and throw them over her shoulder. It's like a little easy to carry
Like a little
heads.
knapsack.
Little
Yeah.
bundle.
Just like.
That's gonna smell disgusting.
I mean, that's a good call. We need some kind of proof.
All right. So we gonna check these other doors. Is that right? Let's go do it. Let's get to it.
You guys filter back into the main chamber, the circular chamber with the 4 statues. There's a door, I believe, headed north and one headed west.
Cool. We're on the south side, so we swing around and go west.
It works. Okay.
Alright.
Who's opening the door? Okay.
Can I check for traps first?
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
Oh, not very good. It's a natural 1.
He's untrapped.
Not trapped.
So as you open the door,
Is it unlocked?
it is unlocked as you there are these big double doors with kind of ornate knobs and carved. And as you turn the knob, there's a flash of pale green light. Can I have a Constitution saving throw?
Oh boy. Yeah. Maybe I'll roll with something that. Natural 19 for 24.
You do save.
Or wait, yeah, that is.
Take half damage.
Oops. Guess there was a trap, guys. It was really hard to.
Nothing.
Get a calculator.
You take 15 points of necrotic damage. That's already halved. As you touch it, there's this withering effect, and almost like the water is sucked from your hand.
Oh, that is pretty gross.
Your arm kind of shrivels for a second before recovering.
Well, that was weird.
Did she open the door at all, or just as soon as she
It does
pushed
open.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
well,
Maybe we should be careful still.
Do we still want to
does
go in
somebody
this
else wanna
creepy room?
help me check for traps if there are other traps? Because it didn't look like there was a trap, and well, my hand got all with.
Visa will go ahead and take point, and as he's passing by, he'll kind of grab your wrist and you lay on hands.
Lay on hands. Wait a minute.
Or
Look at.
You mean cure wounds?
nope,
Lay on hands.
lay on hands.
Interesting.
Healing hands. Healing hands.
Oh,
I was like, did not know that he took a paladin level. Yeah.
Did you drop a multi-class, sir?
Healing hands.
I have no
Healing
idea.
hands.
Okay, what is that?
Yeah.
It's a smile and nod.
4 hit points back.
4 hit points back. Okay.
As you breeze through the door, healing Ori on the way through, you glimpse a moderately sized hall with another door at the end, identical. Within this hall are all sorts of different implements that looks like are used for all sorts of types of skill training. So there are training dummies. There seem to be a couple of fighting rings. There are like several thick practice locks that look to be like a lockpicking kind of practice station. There are disguise kits available and mirrors, all sorts of different types of training for subterfuge and deception, it would seem. Yeah, what you guys find in this room.
I would grab all of the disguise kits.
Okay, you probably find 6 disguise kits.
Wow.
So the boxes that are like trading for lockpicking, I guess. Mert's gonna try to pick a couple locks if they're unpicked locks.
Okay, go ahead and make a thieves tools check.
That, if I remember correctly. Which one? Is it sleight of hand or is that something else?
It's
Yeah,
equivalent because
sleight
you're
of hand.
proficient.
Oh, word.
Any like
Digital
parchment or
proficiency.
writing utensils?
Yeah, there definitely are thick sheets of parchment. There are
Let's grab it.
quills. There are blocks of wax and various sealing stamps of various types. There is a cipher key that you've already cracked, actually, for the cipher that was written in Esalen.
25.
25. You're able to trip several of these tumblers and open the locks, and yeah, there you go. They're just like little padlocks. They're not like chests or anything like that. It's just like lock-picking training stations,
Got it.
basically.
Are there any weapons or like materials for making weapons?
Yeah, I'd say there are a good amount of long swords, short swords, some shields. There are bows and crossbows, scimitars, daggers.
Oh wow, so many things. I could melt these down.
Let me grab the daggers.
Yeah,
Easy to carry.
yeah.
I would take out a piece of rope and like start tying all the like daggers and swords that I can together,
That's a great
and
idea.
then like fashion it as a belt. So it's just like it's looped through some handles and like tied around the other handles. So I've got like the belt with just I don't know, maybe a dozen
Okay.
different weapons on it.
I think you already have disadvantage on stealth, but until
Oh yeah.
this belt is
Well, I got
gone.
like my two heads over here, and
Yeah.
then like some paper folded up,
And
and
then
my stuff over
6
here.
disguise kids.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing.
Okay.
Just less for fashion, but like more just
Keep them. I bet
That's
Mick can hold them.
really.
You probably have room inside of Mick for them, right?
I don't know how much stuff I have in me.
No, probably not. But you could probably
we need
with
to turn him into a Mick of holding, where it's just a never-ending storage space inside. Like,
There you go.
get a bag of holding and like line his insides with it.
That may take quite a long time, but that's a great idea.
Could be fun.
It could be.
Or
Um,
you could put a bag of holding inside
That's what,
a
yeah.
bag of holding.
You trying to break your world?
Not a good idea. But yeah, about how much can I think I have like 50 feet of rope, so I'd probably just like
Yeah, I'd say among the two of you, you could probably get like 8 daggers and 6 short swords
okay.
strapped to your person.
Zach doesn't want anything except maybe if there's a cool hat with like a plume on it.
There's
one of the
plenty of
disguise kits.
clothes. Yeah, it's like it's a little bit like a costume department here. At like a theater that you would see. All sorts of coats and fancy get-ups, as well as like beggars' rags, workmen's clothing, all sorts of things.
Oh my goodness.
He also said quills for writing, so you can give people.
Absolutely. Do you want like a tricorn hat, like a pirate hat?
Yeah.
Okay, easy enough to find.
Oh.
Is it black and studded?
Yeah,
Oh.
studded. It's not studded.
I can add stuff
Ori
on it.
could probably help.
There you go.
Yes, can you make it a little appear to sort of match my coat? That would be ideal.
Yeah. I'm just gonna grab as much fabric and things as people can.
Stuff it all in your bag.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she's a little overwhelmed that there's so many choices, and I could probably make something with this and this and this and this, and I can add some studs on that, and
Just when you get the
oh
chance.
boy, yeah. So you can just tell me the things I get.
Yeah, I mean, we can do this retroactively
Sure.
as well. Like, do
Yeah,
I have
totally
this
fine.
thing? Yeah, it was in the
We could have found
the
that.
place.
I'll just say lots of fabric.
It was in the theater department.
Yeah. The
Next.
Grumsh Theater
Scrumptious,
Department.
Yeah, because I'm probably gonna cut things up and
Of course.
make it, whatever. But if anybody is interested in anything right here, I could probably help fasten something together. So grab whatever you want. Or no, it's fine.
Tricorn looks good. Takes me back.
Thank you.
Checking out the other door on the far end.
Next door.
Before you guys go into the next room, Leaf, in your head, you hear Snip. I would like an earring.
Well, for your ear?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna go pick up an earring off the ground. We'll do this later. We're not doing this here.
Very well.
Zach will be like, oh, that is a nice one. Would you like me to help you?
No.
Oh. Okay, I have a lot of them. I'm accustomed to piercings. I'm happy to help you later if you.
I'm gonna grab some of those things too. Because I can make jewelry too. So, yeah. Yeah.
Add jewelry.
Or he just keeps hoarding craft supplies.
Just stuff it in Maker. Fasten it somewhere. I'll put
I
a
feel
little
like
belt on
Maybe
on
back
him.
here, he has like got like all those tiny little drawers. You know, like in a little crafter's cabinet.
Yeah.
There's just like
I could probably figure out some
12
stuff.
by 12 of tiny drawers.
Especially, especially if we can get back to Esaloon at some point. I can have a lot of time in an actual workshop instead of just my little spell workshop that only lasts a little bit, and so I could probably make a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, he's gonna have like a belt of all of those weapons, and I'm just gonna stuff things somewhere. And, yep. Maybe have some chains hanging off some of his little crystals.
No worries. All the stuff. Visa, you open the door. You have to unbar this one from the inside, and it swings open to a pretty large carved pathway through stone.
Sort of reminiscent to our east entry point.
Correct.
Okay. Then I think for now he'll close it and bar it again.
Okay.
So that's an exit.
That might be the described exit into the Woodfjord Mountains.
That's not the direction we're trying to head.
No, maybe there's something heavy in here we can help bolster the door shut.
Yeah, you can slide some like bits of furniture up against it.
I would help him move it. Like wedge it down in.
Yeah.
Maybe fix one of those difficult locks onto it.
They're like padlocks.
How much of an effort would it be to just destroy this entrance?
Don't we have that wand of sparkings or something?
It just makes lights.
Oh, it doesn't like actually blow anything.
Nah, it's not an explosive.
Okay, fine.
This is probably fine. And we know that this place is here now, so they can, I don't know.
It's true, we need only report back to Nogbus that it's here.
They would
Yeah.
probably guard it and, I don't know, maybe come down here.
Pursuers are likely going to be interested in back to their country.
It's true.
That's a good point.
This will probably be fine for now, so that way we are at least pretty safe, probably. So we keep going.
Last door.
Make your way back into the chamber to the north-facing door.
Can I get some help trying to see if there's any tracks on this one?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Do you want advantage or do you want me to go too?
We can both roll.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Better than me. I rolled a 6 plus 5, so 11.
Total of 22.
Ori, you're passing through and don't see anything. Or you do see a set of runes carved into the door. You don't know what these mean, but you feel like you should tell someone who might know.
These look a little bit magic, and my skills are a little bit more in the physical realm.
Can you point them out? I can't see anything.
Yeah, and as much
Go
as
ahead and make an Arcana check.
Oh.
10.
You're not even
Rolled
sure
a
what
3.
school of magic this is,
Oh
but
my god.
it is arcane in nature.
Sorry,
May I
safe
make
and
an
sorry,
attempt?
right?
We will step forward one more time, and his staff will thrum into the ground, and kind of as dust settles off the door,
idea.
You see the runes flare white hot, then cool to orange, then slowly fade. Spell broken.
It's been a day, hasn't it?
I'm so tired.
Let's get to the end. in One
Okay.
piece.
Okay.
You guys proceed through the door and find yourself in a large kind of hallway complex with many doors adjoining either side. There is a L-shaped curve to the corridor. As you continue along, you can peek your heads into any of these and find small bunk rooms or kitchen services or lavatories. It seems to be a place of housing operatives.
Is there a larder in here?
There is.
Is there
You have
anything,
enough sausage.
is there anything good in it? We've been down here for a while.
Zach needs a lot of sausage.
There is food in the larder, but it's mostly preserved foods.
New character.
So more sausages, hardtack, distilled like ciders and wines, things that don't go bad. Seemingly, a lot of this has been here quite some time, but there is a lot of it.
Is there a sign of recent occupancy?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Or can I borrow some fabric from you
Oh, sure.
real quick? I would take the fabric and make like a knapsack and just grab whatever looks pretty good and
Oh my
different.
gosh, that's such a great idea.
Can I check?
16.
16. Not recent occupancy. You'd say maybe a week.
Okay. That tracks.
Can I look around for which rooms might seem belonging to the higher ups? Or is there?
Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
It's my worst skill. And I performed very poorly on that one. 6.
These rooms all look the same. Looks like there are 4 bunks to a room, probably about 8 to 10 bunk rooms. So, sizable amount of people could be housed here, but not an army in any, like, state of the word.
Pretty well empty.
Yes, completely empty.
I'm gonna start checking drawers though.
Okay. You find various knickknacks, pens.
Any jars of eyeballs?
No jars of eyeballs. You find parchment. You find probably 12 gold pieces and 14 to, or no, let's say 32 silver pieces, and just odds and ends. You find portraits. You find like keychains and all sorts of like old personal items that people didn't care about enough to bring with them.
Anything like weirder that stands out as like unusual? Or still pretty run of the mill?
Not that you can tell. Everything seems pretty normal as far as bunkhouses for a cult go.
There's gotta be something weird in here.
I think the weird
They
things
got a
were
shrunken
them.
doppelganger head the last time I
Yeah.
asked, so.
Well, I'm going to try to look for something, maybe like some personal items.
Sure. Yeah, you guys are able to easily collect all the personal belongings that were left behind. There are, a set of nicer playing cards. There are some bone dice. There are like small portraits of loved ones. Like there's all sorts of that stuff.
Ooh,
I
so
would-
like something that we can identify cultists with?
They're not of the cultists, but of their loved ones. So
Okay.
I mean, like,
Anything like that, any kind of like
Yeah.
identifying, I would be looking for that.
you guys can easily round those up.
So I
Any
could
personal
find
effects?
One like portrait of, I don't know, maybe like a half orc woman and keep it
Okay. Fold it.
kind of secret. Yeah, not like secret, but like not gonna mention it.
Yeah, nonchalant.
Okay, that's all I had. Well, folk, seems like the rest of this place is pretty well picked over. It's like it served its purpose, I suppose. start making our way back.
That's probably a good idea. I know I am very exhausted and could probably use some resting time.
We just have this staircase to look at.
Oh, that's right.
That goes up to like the top, probably, right? Or something?
The draft would seem to indicate something like that.
Well, let's go and check it out.
I'm certainly glad we didn't find reinforcements in here.
Use some eye.
You make your way to the secret chamber. Thankfully, the door has retained its size. You
That would've
didn't
been
have to feed it another eyeball.
We had a spare.
But you're able to make your way through to the doorway with stairs leading up in a north? Yeah. No. Sorry. Western direction.
Stairs going up west.
You guys proceeding?
Mhm.
Okay. You guys climb for about 30, 40, 50 minutes perhaps.
My legs.
As you do so, the stairs kind of curve and bend, sometimes switchbacking on itself, sometimes kind of looping. It's hard to keep track of your orientation, but Visa, you've got a pretty good mind for these things, and as you guys are coming to a light in the distance, you guys are pointed about due south. You guys make your way to the top of these stairs to a cave mouth. In the mountains, it is cold, it is snowing.
Oh.
And you see this small, treacherous, almost goat path through the mountains, leading south.
I would like stretch and look around, and it's like chilly and nice, and get a little more energy in your step.
Which
Yeah.
mountains are these? Are these the Wolfgaren?
Yes.
Ooh.
You know, growing up in the goblin pits, I wasn't sure I would like fresh air this much. But this is a nice breath of fresh air.
This is also not the breath of air that we were supposed to find. So I don't really want to climb back down the stairs right now. Can we see this town from where we're at?
Which town?
Naglis, yeah.
Naglis is to the east.
And we're
we
looking
see
south?
it? Okay.
No, you are surrounded by mountains. You are in the middle of the
Oh
wilderness.
boy.
5 days in, basically.
Oh,
So you were surrounded by
We were
mountains.
walking
Yeah, so we just went
5
up
days
from the
around.
temple.
okay.
So if we need, what are we doing?
We should probably rest here. This little cave is not that bad. Is there a back to the cave, or does it keep going? Like, is it?
No, it's just like a small cave that leads out onto the goat path from the stairs.
Okay. Not, is there room for us to figure out a way to rest here?
You can rest here.
Okay. But then we should probably go back to Nogbo's, especially because his like friend is there or
Yeah.
something, and we probably need to tell them about this. And
Did you share about your goblin friend?
He hasn't yet.
I don't think
Have
you
you
have.
not?
No, he got a message.
Well,
I figured like some point along the way up the stairs, Mert might
okay,
have
we would
mentioned.
have, yeah, sure.
okay.
Like explained that we need to see about some business down in Nagbo's regarding Rat.
Okay. I'm guessing we should go back to Nalcos then? Or
An early stop after some rest would probably be a good idea. And though slow going in the mountains, not as treacherous as magma-laden caverns.
Do we want to go back down this way through the mountains or through the tunnel?
What's in above ground might be nice.
maybe harder to navigate?
We can handle that.
Is
What
there?
about the forests and stuff?
Are you worried about the critters running around in there?
The fog and all that.
Don't we have,
Oh, I
like,
got that taken care of.
We have like
I
so
got,
much of the herb now,
And those
right?
were the
I got a
other.
whole mess of that herb.
Wasn't that for us the other direction? We don't have to go through the.
If you go south through the mountains, it will be a much longer journey, and you will have to pass through the faded timberlands.
Yeah, I
If we
think
go-
we should probably go back.
Back down through them.
Yeah.
I think it's what I was
That's fine.
expecting.
Yeah.
Safer.
This looks
Some-
like it heads towards the Furliak Pass, the pass between the Woadfirans.
Okay, but we're north of that currently? Okay.
Okay, so if we go
Kind of-
south, it's not back to Nagbos, pretty much. If we go back down and east, back to Nagbos.
Yes, so there's a direct route back to Nagbos the way you came. There is a route west through the mountains. You don't know where,
Sure.
but you assume on the other side of the mountains. And then there is a path to basically the pass between the western and eastern side of the continent.
Okay. And we can see the pass from here?
You cannot, but it's the
Oh.
direction of said pass.
Cool. Then if the goat path doesn't go east at all, then I think Misa would have suggested that as an alternate route back to Nagbos.
Okay.
If we mean to follow up on Mert's message and follow up with Mole Blackleaf, we can just go back.
So we can rest here. But I think even when we are awake, having at least one person just maybe on watch, just in case there are other eyelists that know this path.
What do I have for first watch as you guys take a long rest?
I could take first watch.
Go ahead and make a perception check as you guys settle down to regain.
Is it daytime or night? What kind of time is it?
It would be daytime still. You'd probably guess around midday.
20.
Okay. And so you guys can be long resting without sleeping on this, obviously, because it's midday, but you're the only one actively looking. You said 20? One strange thing that you notice. High in the sky, to the south west, there is like this big dot that's kind of circling lazily. It's just hard to make out at this distance, but something is flying. But other than that, your watch comes and goes. There's nothing overtly alarming happening.
Okay. Cool.
Second watch. I'll do second watch.
While he's on watch, I would take Zai aside and be like, Zai, will you help me with some of the traditional snow cleansings that one does after a battle? And like go to like a clear patch of snow like near the mouth of the cave, but like out of earshot of everyone else.
Okay, yes, I will do this with you now. Good idea.
Thank you. And he would go start like scrubbing his like, take his greaves off and like start scrubbing, the blood off with the snow or whatever. While this is happening, he would share with Zai that Praetor Borislav spoke in his head and what he said.
Okay.
So you said that the glyph like burned when he was
Yeah,
speaking to me? Okay.
Did you see it glow again?
it did.
Yes, even though I tried to cut it out. But it didn't work. Even under the scarring, it still was glowing. It's still there.
Okay. So they know where we are. They know that you died for a little bit, or at least left this plane of existence. They can send the messages to our kids, and they are. How did he sound? Did he sound angry or like?
Sounded like his same old self.
Okay.
Like always vaguely disappointed and ready to slice off your ear.
So what
Right.
do we do?
I don't know what to do. This level of we didn't even know that this level of casting was possible, and now it is on us, and there's just just like mid-arm, like give a little extra.
Or maybe there's like a magic someone can do to take this magic off of us.
Maybe. I mean, we told them.
But like, we don't know what I don't see it. Maybe somebody at like Novas, like at the little like the school or some other places would know how to get rid of this thing on us.
Go ahead and both make an intelligence check. This is to see how good your memory is.
Oh.
That seems.
Oh. It's about as good as mine.
Oh boy.
5.
8.
8. Maybe someone in Esalen, who knows?
We're thumbs.
Oh my lord. Alright.
Look, we lived in an egg in the mountain. Like, okay. We don't know things.
We only know about slicey stab.
That's it.
Spicy stab.
Slicing and the stabbing.
Oh.
Maybe we could like pray to Avandra. Maybe she could like help us.
That's a good idea. Maybe I think I will.
I don't
So
know.
maybe I will just take a moment here and do that while someone else is on watch. He'll
Okay.
like spread. He'll like finish kind of like scrubbing the back of his neck and kind of like redoing his coif, and then like make a smooth place in the snow and like draw some wavy lines and just like sort of be like talking under his breath.
Go ahead and roll a religion check
I would join him.
with advantage.
That's good. That was the natural one. So 5.
5.
I'm doing well tonight.
Sparkle die! What's wrong with you?
What's your passive perception, Zai?
13.
You're not sure if it is Avandra or just nature, but a thick gust of wind picks up, blowing to the southwest. Your prayer ends. You do not hear from Avandra. Your perception check?
Sorry.
9.
9. Nothing really to look for in the mountains or behind you. You do see the Gith siblings putting snow on themselves and talking animatedly to themselves. Some sort of ritual, they said. But other than that, your watch is uneventful. Third watch. What do we got?
Okay, so which one?
Go ahead and make perception checks.
15.
20.
Or you are also able to make out this shape to the west.
Is it that dot?
Circling. You surmise that it must be quite large despite this distance.
It's pretty big over there.
Visa.
Is it dark yet?
No. First thing you get is a glimmer, a shine, almost like a reflection. And then you see red. You see thick, scaly wings. You're able to surmise that this is a sizable red dragon circling.
Like how far away?
Hard to tell.
Far
Depends
away
upon the
for-
size of the dragon.
Nice.
You spotted that? You
Watch
tell
comes
anybody?
and goes.
I think he'd probably like stiffen upon like realizing what it is, you know, just being near the end of a long rest and be like, oh, I think I've got all my hit points back. And then he's just like,
Do you see that thing over there?
I do.
I can't really make out what it is. What?
Well, that's how it doesn't make out what we are.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well,
What is it?
appears to be draconic.
Oh,
Oh, like a dragon? What kind of dragon?
Looks a little red.
It could be
oh.
a red
I
dragon.
always wanted to see a dragon.
They are supposed to be very friendly and they like are
What
very
ex-
helpful.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What experience does Mert have with dragons?
There are several black dragons under the employ of the Tudoric hegemony, and you've met one blue dragon.
DM, could I infer that maybe Zai's take on dragons is culturally informed?
Go ahead and make a religion check for me. You have no idea what to know or think. Very, very big gap in culture.
What do I remember about this encounter with the blue dragon?
It is a treasurer within the hegemony. So it doles out a lot of petty cash, basically, for operations.
So I guess what I'm getting at, to try to see like where my player knowledge ends and Mert's knowledge begins. What does he know about what dragons are capable of?
Eating you. Flying. Being shrewd money lenders.
So like as they're having this conversation, Mert might pipe up.
Well, hopefully it just wants to bank with us and not eat us.
It's very far away. There's no obligation for us to talk to it.
How big is the place that we're sitting in?
Probably 15, 20 feet.
Okay, so not a dragon lair.
No.
Okay, great.
Should we like flag it down?
Yes, but maybe we
No.
can use that pyrotechnic thing.
Yes,
Wait,
shoot
wait,
some
wait,
sparks so
no,
that
no,
we
no,
will. It could come and help us fly us back so fast.
Quiet.
Hello, dragon! We are
Okay,
over
hold
here.
on. I think they think something. I think.
Oh, it's okay.
They
We
can
are.
kill you.
The
Yes,
shape
but
starts to wheel
We're the Gith Yankee.
in this direction.
Oh no!
They-
Oh no!
Oh,
No! No!
no.
No! 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 Everybody, we gotta go in the tunnel.
Oh, but there's a red dragon.
Now,
I've never seen
go
one
in
before.
the
Can't even
freaking
get
tunnel.
I've not met one before.
They are the long-held allies of
Do
our
you want to
people.
die again?
Seconds, I seem pretty confident.
Why do you think that it would kill us?
They
They're
can
like-
be
it's
confident
a
all day.
dragon.
I'm gonna-
Yes, but the red
I'm gonna-
dragons and the Gith Yankee, we go way back. They always help us. It is a thing that exists. It's
And are
I don't-
you friendly with your gift right now?
Oh,
what if it is?
that is a good
What if
point.
it has a Gith Yankee rider?
Goodbye.
Oh,
And
I'm-
Leaf is going to walk
we-
down my hatch.
We should get in the
I
tunnel.
think Mert's gonna follow Leaf immediately.
In the tunnel?
Is it getting closer?
It is.
DM, can I, having seen a glint of shiny and this red object, if it's getting larger at perhaps dragon speeds, can I discern anything new about it?
What sort of like information are you looking for?
Mostly just confirmation that it's flying at us.
It is flying at you.
Okay.
We need to leave.
It
now.
upon Zai yelling, "Hey, dragon!"
So do you know a red dragon?
Oh, I've never met them, but
You've
they're.
heard about them?
Oh yes, of
It's
course.
like well-known part of our history. They are our ally. we
Anything
work
that is
together.
unpacked right now, Ori is furiously packing. We need to go now.
But like maybe it will help give us a right to numbers.
Okay, but they are
But they-
right about it. What if that's
think
the ones who are
Tuvori-
hunting us?
Tuvori-
That is true. If it yes, maybe we should not take the chance.
I'm
and
not
just-
afraid really
It's
of
grown
the
a bit larger.
dragon.
Please,
Can
please listen to me.
Can we determine if there's a rider on it?
At this point, Lisa, you can determine that there is someone on its back.
There's an
Wow.
armored individual on it, and so
Oh, let's go.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll
okay,
go
let's go.
inside.
Let's go.
Now, and we need to run and book it because if that dragon decides to breathe his breath, we are toast. We need to go now.
Okay.
Do I know what the blue one breathes?
No, you've never seen them breathe anything.
The blue one or the black one?
You know what the black ones breathe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, Mert is also kind of panicking.
Yeah, we need to get away.
Now.
I know what the black ones do, and that they're not. They're very big and terrifying, and I've seen an entire detachment melt before my eyes.
Ori looks absolutely like the most terrified she's ever looked. Like, seriously, this is why she doesn't go out. Like,
Tunnel with you.
Leaf's gonna pop his head back out and just say, is anybody coming, or y'all just...
Yeah, we're coming. We're
Yeah,
coming.
we're coming in.
I mean, if the gift know them, that's their business, but I should
No,
know.
look, there's somebody on its back. We don't want to see any dragon riders. Let's leave.
Visa is going to turn around, and some of the snow suddenly like leaps up at the mouth of the cave as he uses the ice surrounding them to cast wall of water and sealing off the mouth of the cave, and is going to begin, like, as we're kind of backing up, just cantripping Frostbolt to turn it into a wall of ice.
Easy enough. You freeze this snow with a couple of well-placed frostbites.
And then with a blocked tunnel, it's going to quickly head down behind everyone else.
Guys head down the tunnel. Long rest
We book it.
completed. Very quickly.
To be honest, my curiosity was fixing to get the best of me.
What's everyone's
I really
passive
was
perception?
starting to believe that you two knew what was going on.
18.
12.
I mean, I don't want to run into another cave, but I wouldn't mind running into, like, just a random red dragon.
So sounds like we're waiting for a red dragon without a possibly Gith rider.
Or just it might be nice.
Are we running right now?
Yes,
What's everyone's passive perception?
13.
12.
7.
I know yours. Visa and Mert, you feel the ground shake a little bit as you guys are about halfway down.
Scat, 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 scat,
Oh,
scat.
so we've got like
Go, go,
25
go, go,
minutes
go, go.
below. Like, we've probably descended like, gosh, probably like 1,000 feet.
That was exciting. I've never seen one before.
They are very majestic creatures.
Well, clearly.
Very honorable.
The one that I met face to face was really good with Bunny.
Oh.
What kind? A red dragon who is a
No,
hunter?
this one was a blue one. He was
Oh.
you know how I kind of keep track of all of our gold? That's what he did.
Oh.
Oh no.
Very interesting. What leaf?
No, that was Hayden realizing that upon Chris's departure, perhaps soon, someone else is going to have to do that.
So I can do it. She will do that.
Do what?
Run in.
Keep track of our money.
Oh.
Party paper.
Look, I can't help but feel a little bit amused at the fact that the dragon wasn't what sent the two kids running. It was the
Certainly.
prospect of someone sitting on it.
Well, yes, because
Did you
they...
see what the person looked like?
Silver armor. That's
So
all
I
I
mean,
could see.
into y'all.
No, I didn't feel like waiting to see more.
That sounds like it is kinky. If you see a
Do
person
we
in
feel?
silver armor riding a red dragon,
It's just
chances are
no
it's
one
a
else
kinky.
it could be.
Do we feel any other?
Don't feel any other seismic activity? No.
Well, that was an exciting way to end a pretty nice afternoon, all things considered.
Are we still running?
You guys are able to deposit yourself at the bottom of the stair whenever.
Let's just GTFO. Just go.
Yeah.
Ori is not playing around.
Out we go.
She is.
Out of the temple, the hall.
To the east.
I would cast Glyph of Warning, like at the exit of the stairs or the entrance of the stairs.
Okay.
On just like maybe the ground as you exit. But if someone steps on it, I would notice.
Okay. Sounds good.
Like that.
You guys make your way.
So I can feel like, well, I haven't super read this in a long time.
You're good.
It would be an explosive rune when triggered. The Glyph erupts with a magical energy in a 20-foot radius sphere. Yeah, 5d8 fire damage.
Alright, noted. You guys make your way through the hall, back out the large mouth door, and into the tunnel. No problem.
Is the left eye of, or the right, whichever side, is that red, like, arcane glow still in the eye of Grunch of the door to the temple?
Yes.
I don't think there's anybody home to see us coming.
Can I make an Arcana check just to see what that is? This is just for my own curiosity.
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
It's a camera, Hayden,
Did
obviously.
It's just a camera.
Didn't Detect Magic reveal it as divination of some kind?
It is divination. And spell nature.
It's a 22.
22, likely some sort of scrying magic. With the 22, you're not sure exactly where these inscriptions of arcane runes might be, but they do not exist in what you find of this doorway. It is unmarred by any sort of arcane marking.
Is this information that the party knows?
If you'd like to share it.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Oh, sharing it with the party?
Yeah.
On our way out, I guess like what limited understanding Mert has of this thing, he's just gonna make an offensive goblin-esque gesture at it on our way out.
It impassively continues to burn with red light.
Just Mert is thinking like whoever's watching, like, we got in, killed your boys, and now we're out.
So, traveling back the way you came, we'll do a bit of a montage. Is there anything you guys would like to accomplish over the course of these days of travel?
I think that I would like to finish the 2 cloaks that I was putting together
The Displacer Beast?
and the owlbear.
Yes.
Will I be able to finish those?
Yes, it's going to take you some time if you're wanting to turn this Displacer Beast cloak into a proper magical item.
But
you can create the physical.
Sure. I wanted to finish the cloak, and I don't know if I need to go to Esaloon and learn more about enchanting, or if I already kind of knew how that would go, or if that is something that I would need to use.
You have enough knowledge.
As an infusion, because that would take a long time.
It's not an infusion.
Okay.
You have enough knowledge to create magical items. There are components you'll need to buy
Okay.
that have gold costs. So
Okay.
you could probably pick up some of that in Nogbuz, but likely not all.
Okay.
Best bet would be Esaloon, Inslaurinor, Glimmervein.
Sure. Do I know what I would need, or would I need to go to a magic item maker
You need let me just double check.
to figure out if I needed a recipe or something? Or there's a library that gives me more ideas on what I need for some of those things.
For this, you will need 200 gold worth of sapphire dust. You will need a golden ring worth 50 gold, and you will need a witch's eye. Price not specified.
Maybe Gorm is a witch.
Witch from the Feywild, specifically.
Maybe
Oh,
Norm was a witch from the Feywild.
You think you could probably find that sapphire dust and gold ring in Nagba's. Perhaps not all of the sapphire dust, but at least some. You doubt they have any.
Oh, I
witches'
think I
eyes.
have some sapphires on hand.
You could probably grind them in. You just have to. Do those sapphires have gold amounts?
It was just from the start of the campaign when you told me I had a few gem
Okay.
things.
I'll say you have 3 worth 50.
Okay.
I think you mean 3 worth of 100.
Worth 50 each?
50 each.
And do I know about how long that would take?
I don't have your crafting book on hand. I can
Okay.
look at it, but it's gonna be at least a moderate task.
Oh, sure. I was thinking, like... And this would be for a cloak of protection?
No, a displacer beast cloak. So cloak of displacement, I believe it's called.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Don't quote me on this right now, but I'm ballparking 2 or 3 weeks.
That's what I was thinking. Something like that.
With access to a arcane workshop.
Right. Yes.
Is there anything else we're wishing to accomplish over the course of this?
We would probably tell the party. So, like, I'm assuming y'all would have questions, or maybe someone started to ask a question about why we didn't want to see.
Leaf mentioned how funny that you guys were cool with seeing a dragon, but once there was a rider on it, that was a deal breaker.
Yeah, so we can fill them in on all the things happening.
Turns out we're still being hunted, and I tried to carve this glyph out of my arm, and it didn't work, and he got in my head, and I'm really tired of everyone being in my head.
Do the gift have any dealings with dragons?
Oh yes, famously. You don't know this.
Would Mert know
You
this?
don't know much about
Make
the gift. I
make
don't.
a religion check with disadvantage. Anyone who wants to know gift things about dragons.
6. So nada.
Anyone else wants to know gift things about dragons? Or shall I just make it up?
I would be interested for sure. Roll what?
Religion disadvantage.
Religion with disadvantage.
What version you want? You want the Molly version or the Tyler version?
You want the Tyler version? I don't remember.
Oh. 11.
You have no idea.
Okay, Molly. Or Zach. Yeah, tell
do
me
we,
what-
how are we going? Are we going regular?
You know the lore of red dragons. The Gith Queen, she made a pact with Tiamat, the Queen of Dragons, and in return for service to Tiamat, in some degree, you're not sure what, use of red dragons is provided for high-ranking Gith Yankee to ride
Like us.
into battle.
So that's why you're afraid of the person riding.
Well, yes, if it's a person riding a red dragon, then it's probably a good
Hi.
Yankee that I don't really want to see right now.
Yeah.
But like maybe the red dragon
Yes.
would help us, but like not if there's
So-
another good Yankee.
So your people have red dragons, and the people running the goblins have black and blue dragons.
Yes. I don't know anything about that. I've never heard of a blue one.
Lisa, do you know if they're green dragons?
Thinking one.
You know they're a green dragon. Everyone knows the 4 or 5 chromatic dragon types.
Wait, what's two?
Everyone knows those.
Wait, what's the 5th one?
What?
What are they like?
A bit more acclimated to the region you were just up in the mountains to see. More cold.
So
Girls
I
a bit
did set a
angrier.
little like magic explosive at the foot of the stairs, so if someone does step on that, they will be exploded a little bit, and I will know that they came down the stairs looking for us. But We might have to deal with that soon.
Well, if it hadn't gone off by now, I'd just as soon assume that you're all right.
It hasn't gone off in the several days. You do, I forgot to mention, know that whoever is riding this is likely of the rank of Kithrak or higher within the Githyanki culture structure.
Okay.
So, quite high up.
Is Kithrak a title?
So, like, if they saw a 10-foot cliff of warding, they might just misty step over it. And
Yeah, they could have gotten around a blip of boarding.
I mean, can't they track you anyway?
Yes, they can track us, but I was hoping that, like, maybe they don't see it, then they step on it, and then we at least know that they decide to follow us. I don't know.
Do you think they'll get lost in the forest?
I think we can fly over it.
Now, we may have litigated this already, but old man, can you just magic away those little arm tattoos the way you did the rest of that? Everything that we've seen?
Certainly try.
At least somewhere in the long rest, Visa, amongst these conversations, would try dispelling the emblems on their wrists.
Okay, at what level?
3rd.
You go through your rituals as a druid to sever something from the arcane weave. And the sigil glows white hot, burning again in your skin before fading but not receding.
Okay. It says for 4th level or higher on the... Hang on. Any spell of 3rd level or lower ends immediately. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability.
Okay, go ahead and make an ability check then.
Right. Is 14.
Okay. It remains. In addition,
DC is,
as you cast
just
this,
so-
there is a burning sensation on your wrist. As there's a link created temporarily. You take 18 points of fire damage
Oh,
before the
please,
cliff recedes.
How much?
18 points.
Oh.
I would reach out and cure wounds.
We've already
13,
been days
13
in the tunnel.
points.
Oh,
Heal.
okay.
You are indeed.
Did you hear that, Lisa?
So,
That was a bad idea.
well, not necessarily.
So sorry.
We've learned something.
You cannot cut it out, and you have to have pretty powerful magics to magic it out.
Just rubbing his own wrist, Visa would just kind of comment.
Well, it might not be so much that, I mean, because given that enough time, I might be able to crack it with the amount of energy I have in a given day. But with how quickly that was applied to my own wrist, this may not be something that's within our power to end without some sort of interaction with who's placing it there.
What
Okay.
if we cut them off?
Do you think like
We
they
just
would
take
probably not?
just take the whole from the mid arm, lower arm. We just
Take it off.
Good question.
Make an Arcana check. Whoever wants to make an Arcana
I'll
check.
try one.
Think about it this way, Zach. Those orcs whose heads you cut off,
14.
what would you do if they ducked?
I would just swing again.
But lower.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion that whoever's able to place these marks on your wrist place it anywhere.
Yeah.
With a 14, could work. You're not sure, but if it's actually like linked to the wrist, could work.
So
So Ori thinks we should cut our hands off right
I
now.
didn't say that.
Maybe.
I
Maybe
will say I could probably
before.
make a prosthetic though, but
Oh, that? Could you like put studs on it?
Oh,
Oh,
of course.
Zelnick would like a
But-
studded arm.
You know, I
that
have
would mean
seen.
less weapons
Oh, that
and
is
less
true.
any other crafting.
You make like a machine hand, like a little bit like
Oh.
Meg,
But
but
it would
like.
take
You know,
probably
before-
quite a while to
But you
design
could do
something
it
like
probably.
that.
Yours could be like green.
You know,
Maybe I
yeah,
shouldn't
I
have
have
said
seen
that.
some
Before y'all
goblins.
start lopping each other's hands off. You know you ought to explore a few other resources first. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I don't know.
It's just
We-
a thought that
yes,
if we
we'll
had
do
to
it.
do
You've,
that,
you've
we
been
might.
talking about it for 2 weeks. A week at least. Just,
Now I
the
kind of want to
instant
just
that
chop
thing
my
lit
arm
up,
off
you
for
were
funsies.
you had the knife and you were ready to lop your arm off.
It's just, it seems like a pretty quick solution while we're stuck in here under the mountain for the next few days.
I don't
This
think
would
that's a
work.
good idea.
I just hold it up till we get back. It would
We
be
could
fine.
probably like peel it so it doesn't like
bleed
go
out.
bad,
It would be
but-
fine.
You know, in my experience, what happens when when a goblin comes back with a missing limb, they put him out at the front lines on the next battle.
Uh-oh.
Would you do that to us, Mert?
Not
You
saying
do
I
that to
would.
yourselves, to be fair.
But we would not be named for long because Ori would fashion us really cool.
I mean, it would probably take a long time
We could wait.
to design
Okay.
something.
all right. Maybe
I believe in
maybe
you. You make some cool
this
things.
is true. But then it's not as quick a solution
It is
That's
not.
true. That's
if we
true.
have to fight one-handed for the
Oh.
next.
That's probably not a
Months.
really good idea because then we would probably all die.
Okay, well maybe we can like talk with the people in Ogwoods and maybe some of them have like good magics that could help us
Maybe.
more.
You know, especially
The
after dealing with
Sorcery
this Irish
Academy
mess.
there.
Yes.
Yeah? I mean, and if we're able to make it back to Esalen, I think that there may even be more opportunities.
I mean, between the big scary Yaz guy we killed in Nagpus and getting rid of the Eyeless, I think maybe the Nagpus people would be willing to help.
There was some big things.
So-
That's true.
So maybe let's not chop our arms off yet.
Okay.
There's an option later.
It's just longing along, looking at the arm.
You guys make your way through the rest of the tunnel, depositing yourself at the top of the stair in the larder of Yaz's compound. You make your way into town,
It's like we'll grab one more wedge of cheese for good measure.
of course.
Have we like looted this tent yet?
The what?
Oh wait,
His house?
His house.
his house. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess not.
You,
Well,
you
we're-
guys have gone through it. I don't know if
We
you
were
like
told we were not allowed to yet
ransacked it.
because it belongs.
It was
to
a crime
the,
scene.
But like
Okay.
maybe they're going to give it.
But
to
we did
us.
get some food before we went in.
priority.
Where are you guys headed within town?
I mean, the city center, the center, like wherever the
Well,
head of government.
Blackleaf's house.
Yeah, wherever the head of government is at this moment.
Yeah, you can go to Drugor Square. You can find the House of Rule and Law. You can find Wall. Easy enough. He'll greet you. You've returned.
We have.
Here we are.
We
What did you
killed
find?
some of these guys, and I would take the heads off my shoulder and like.
Do you
give
Looks
you
at
know
them a little
anything-
disdainfully.
do you know anything about Avatar of Grumsh?
We killed one of those.
Well, kind of. We killed the guys who were powering it.
Oh, that's true.
There were myths of rituals of Grumsh's avatar walking.
It was gross.
It's not a myth. It's very real.
It killed Zick.
Certainly being attempted.
Well, if it was being powered, then it wasn't a full avatar Grumsh. Thankfully. But it likely would have become one.
Oh yes, it did. Like all the people, they did some weird thing. They drank some like black stuff, and then the black stuff came out of their mouths and it swirled in the air, and then it swirled into the avatar thing, and then we killed all the people, and then the avatar stopped.
Most disturbing.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this eyeless threat is at an end, though. That is encouraging.
Locally.
We found all the tunnels. We can
Yeah.
learn.
Share our maps.
Yes.
Head is cut off. The body will die.
We probably
So-
described to him what we found in terms of like entry points to Nagwas, how the tunnels are arranged.
Sure. He'll have a scribe start writing these pieces down as you guys are talking.
There might be a person that looks like us coming through them, the head of dragon, and we're maybe following us, so we might see them soon.
Dragon.
A red
A
one.
red dragon, yes, just the red dragon.
Spotted in the center of the wood here.
Heavy sigh from King Mole Blackleaf. Oh.
But I think the tunnel is definitely like way too small for the dragon, so
Yes, dragons can fly.
But you would see it coming, so
Yes,
probably.
I'm going to have to speak to Tolbazius.
Oh,
about
Mr.
this.
Mr. Little Blackleaf, sir. There were some goblins rounded up and they're in prison.
Oh yes. Yes, our pursuers, I believe you heard about them fumbling around in the Timberlands.
Oh,
I told you of this.
I was told that they were in prison.
Yes, I guess they must have found a way to reach you. Yes, they are to be judged for trespassing.
Well, I mean, what does the judgment entail?
Bit of grievance.
Death, usually.
Why kill them?
Well, because they are not Nagbuz.
Well, you let us in.
You have done a great favor to us.
Well, can you do me a great favor and not kill them?
That is how favors work.
They have seen the city.
you did let us in before we did you a great service.
Death was on the table, though.
Sure, but it didn't happen. And
Well,
then we proved our trust.
Mr. Blackleaf, we just killed like this giant cult that was like ravaging your city.
And besmirching your honor.
Can you please just let them not die?
While that fight was happening, like all four of us almost died.
I did that.
Yeah, he did actually die.
It was a great danger that we went in, and we
Zach will stand a little
Victorious.
taller and toss his cool
what's
hat.
more, what do you think the odds are that those goblins are ever gonna remember where this place is?
Yeah.
Well, that leads me to a compromise, perhaps. Would these goblins, do you think, be willing to subject themselves to a bit of memory modification?
As far as I know,
It's probably better than dying.
we're pretty compliant people when it comes to keeping our lives.
Very well, they will forget all that they've seen since entering the forest. They will be blindfolded, and you will have charge of them.
Oh. Leading some.
Hey,
Ooh.
ain't that just a fun way to wrap things up?
to be a goblin
You
leader.
get let in blindfolded, lead somebody out blindfolded.
Oh. That's a responsibility right there.
Well, they could just kill them if you don't want to do that.
Well, the alternative.
You know, it's been one thing following the leader. And I think this next step, this opportunity to lead, you know, maybe I can teach him something else about there's more to life than searching dark places and being someone else's cannon fodder.
Do you feel the need to pass on what you learned outside the pit?
You know, maybe.
Would you like to visit them, then?
Yes.
Very well. He'll have a couple of guardsmen bring you to a small dungeon below the building, where crowded into several cells are about 60 goblins.
60.
How many cells?
3.
Oh.
I mean, Mert's probably not surprised at having that many packed into the cell.
There's a dull murmuring as you guys enter the room.
Yeah.
And they all kind of hush up as you enter.
How does it sound
Yeah, so Mert's gonna be addressing them in Goblin. It's probably all y'all are hearing is. But what they're hearing is.
Okay, can you explain something to me? How did you end up here?
Mert! It's me, Rat! Hey guys, it's Mert!
None of you don't recognize any of these other goblins besides
I-
Rat, but they are all like, "Oh, Mert!"
What? How did you end up here?
Well, we were doing some work here on the continent, looking for some allies, and then we heard that the Nogbus are pretty strong, so we went looking for them.
Well, they are pretty strong, but they're also very secretive.
Well, we didn't know that. You gonna get us out of here?
Well, I mean, look, how keen are y'all on following the lead of another goblin?
Looks around. There's a murmuring.
Yeah.
Just the sense of, yeah, not really caring.
But we have something that we gotta do.
What do you gotta do?
Well, we gotta find allies to fight the hegemony. Remember, we're doing the whole uprising thing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But I've heard some troubling news, so who knows if that's even gonna happen anymore.
Oh, what's the troubling news?
Well, the hegemon, Rorsgrin, you know him, and also Baron Garrick, they're possibly mobilizing some invasion forces, and I don't know where they would invade on Galloway. So probably across the ocean somewhere.
That's a distance.
But I hope that he's not coming for us.
Well, if we're gonna get out of here, we got a forest to go through. And you also,
And just like kind of individually looking at each of them.
you're gonna have to go through some memory modification.
They all kind of look at each other.
Okay.
Yeah. You're gonna forget everything about Nagbuz. You're gonna forget everything about the forest. All the. You know what? I won't even go into what's in the forest. You don't want to know in the first place.
Okay.
They're all just like, whatever.
And then just kind of to the group.
You know, leading a pack of goblins. That's gonna be interesting.
Not 60 handfuls.
It'll be fine. We can handle it.
In
10
common.
each? 10 goblins each?
No. Sure.
In common, a female goblin that has been conversing with Mert will wave.
Hello. I am Rat.
Yeah, this is bad.
Oh, hello, Rat. Like your name is like the little girl's animal?
Yeah.
Remind me of the connection with Rat.
You guys were in a legion long time ago. You thought Rat was dead.
Yeah, last I saw Rat was on a battlefield a long time ago.
Got fireballed.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
man.
Yeah.
And you
Wait.
survived.
Yeah.
You must be strong, Rat, if you survived that.
You know what's interesting, Rat, is that when the fireball's on your side, it's not as scary.
Well, of course. Yeah. You didn't see any of the blasties from the hobgoblins?
Well, I saw some blasty blasties from.
And then I point at Zek. Or Zayek.
Oh, you can fireball. Very nice.
Oh,
Very
yes.
nice.
It is fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty lethal crew.
But we think we probably should look at the Torvenbergen next.
Yeah. You know, I think that's a good idea.
We hear they're scary too, but not hopefully secretive.
You
Looks
may need
over at
some-
some of the guardsmen.
And just looking at the rabble.
You may need some guidance. Some, maybe protection, too. Hey, guys.
And like kind of talking to the party in common.
I think I gotta make sure that these guys are okay. I gotta see them off to wherever they're headed. Make sure I can keep as many of them around as possible.
I think that's
Okay, we could help you with that.
very honorable.
Makes sense.
side of the mountains.
Oh,
Oh, I don't like that place as much.
that's a
Then they're headed to the other side of the continent, not on the mountains, on the eastern side.
Oh, they're headed all the way to the other side of the continent.
Oh, that's cool. I've always wanted to go there.
Into Torvenbergen territory.
In the Torvenberg territory.
Oh, there's probably some good fights waiting for us there.
that would be a long journey.
It's a pretty long journey. It's a big ask, and I don't anticipate that y'all are gonna want to come with me.
Wait, why not?
Well, you got business in Esselou.
Not like a good reasons to go into Torvenbergen territory.
Well, Mark will be there.
Well, who knows? We'll see if we can find some allies. We'll see if we can take down this. We can get the revolution going.
You want to leave and go with them and leave us?
I think I have to. I think without me, they're just gonna run into the next big guy who wants to use them as cannon fodder.
But why don't we go with you?
It's certainly something to think
Some of
about.
us need to go back to Esselun to make sure that all of these loose eyeless inns are dead.
What's
Yeah.
wrong? I don't know about y'all, but I didn't go signing up to build any rebellions. No offense, Mert, they're your people, but me personally, I don't have any stake in this fight.
Yeah,
It's
you got.
theirs, not mine.
You have business elsewhere. I gotta make sure that these guys don't get used by the next big guy.
I mean, I guess you're right with the eyeless. We don't know that we've actually got everything, and if we stop right now, it could maybe be built up again.
Even if they're not members of the Isles, but if they were working with them, there could be rotten apples in Stilgar's now.
Okay.
You know what? I can keep an eye out for the eyeless on the other side.
I will send the messages to your head sometimes, and we will make sure that you are okay. And maybe when you finish with these, you can find us some other place.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get these guys squared away pretty quick.
Leaving us.
Mert, it has been a great privilege being a part of the same raiding party with you, and I think you will make a great leader of this next great party of so many goblins.
Yeah, that's a lot of goblins. Can you imagine how lethal they would all be if they could do what I could do?
I mean, wow, yeah.
The smell
would
is
be
horrendous
pretty
here.
cool.
Well, Beast kind of looks at the 3 jail cells full of goblins.
You lot are in good hands. You'll be under Mert the Tusk Taker.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell you guys about that one.
Whoa.
You just hear like a chorus of like oohs
You
and
still have that
ahs.
like on your.
Oh
neck.
yeah. No, like,
Rat like kind of reaches to the bar to like feel it
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
starts
what-
mumbling
I
about
I
it.
took-
like the necklace that I made you.
I took this off a guy bigger than this entire cell.
Just like hushed awe. Mert, in your head you hear, Mert, you do not wish to see part from us. You are weak, but you have served a good purpose protecting our brother. Do not die.
You know, I can hear all of this too. You cannot have a private conversation without me. It doesn't work that way. But look, little dude, the little guy's not wrong. I'd just as soon keep you around, because look, based on what I see in this cell, your rebellion, or their rebellion, yeah, success is not likely in its stars, you know?
Well, there wasn't a whole lot of success spelled out for us when we got started.
I hate that you are right.
Go ahead and make a history check for me, Leaf.
A history check?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just curious.
I have a pretty good history score.
Cool to know things.
I rolled a 12.
There have been a total of 8 goblin rebellions that have failed within the hegemony.
look, I ain't gonna try to stop you from chasing your destiny, what have you, but I can say sticking with us gonna be a whole hell of a lot more lucrative.
Well, since it's a private conversation with Lee, Merch just
Well, you know, all things considered, the tough talk about the rebellion. I mean, as much as possible, I'm gonna try to keep these guys alive. And what that means is we might not even get involved in the rebellion. If anything, I'm gonna try to make sure that they each find a good home somewhere away from all that. Get some time to, you know, start little goblin families away from the pits.
Well, that's your business. Good luck with it. I'll be here. I'm gonna say this out. I'll say all that out loud. I'll be here when you ready to come back. If you ready to come back.
Yeah, who knows how long it'll take.
We can certainly keep you updated on how we do with Kailas.
Yeah, keep me posted. Let me know how that all wraps up. I'm very curious. Who's gonna take care of all the money now?
Well, I could do that. I could transcribe it in this journal of mine, or I don't really care, but
We'll manage.
I'll make sure it's split evenly. It's gotta be even.
Yeah.
okay, I can do that.
you just see like a look of horror coming across Mert's face.
No. I gotta split it 61 ways now.
Yes, as you were like talking about splitting up gold, there has been a bit of a hush coming over the goblins who are all looking at you now.
While we're sharing lessons, just remember what we talked about. Try not to run despite the danger or risk. Okay to suss it out.
Yeah. You hear that?
I'm pointing at all the goblins.
Yeah.
Oh, Mert. She just runs up and gives you a really big hug. And,
What is your size?
Probably like
Are they about?
maybe an
Okay.
inch or two difference.
Okay.
yeah, we're pretty similar in height. You talk about your previous raiding parties so much, and you've talked about us being a raiding party, and I know that those are so close to your heart, and that's like your thing. And I think maybe all of the other raiding parties that have failed just didn't have you as their leader. And I have a lot of faith in you. I think you're gonna do good things. And I think you're gonna take care of these people. And yeah. Don't forget that necklace glows in the dark.
Oh yeah.
And just think of us whenever you need to see a little bit. And
You know,
if you don't mind me, I'm gonna like take a hold of the necklace and like in the tusk etch like just a tiny little RPG. Raiding party goods.
you know, I'm probably gonna have to inspire all these guys with the stories of what we've been up to.
If they're anything like you, I think they're gonna be really excited.
Just kind of looking at all the little goblins.
I'm looking forward to hearing all the stories that you guys make.
Zach will lean over to Zai and be like, "Paths. Normally they have so few paths, and just by Mert, one goblin choosing a different path, it can help all these others."
It's true. Wonder will smile. So I would go and get like a little bit of ink and a finger and like draw some like wavy lines somewhere on the Mert. On your forehead. You have a big forehead. You have a bald head. Don't you?
Yeah, kind of like a
I
bald
would do it on the top of your head. 3 little wavy lines, and I would say, "Luck favors the bold. Take your fate into your own hands." And the Wonder smiles upon you. Strike back against those who would rob you of your freedom and urge others to fight for their own liberty. Change is inevitable, but it takes the work of the faith to ensure that change is for the better.
I need to teach that to the goblins.
Have an extra of those?
Well, I could make one. I'll write it down on paper real quick.
I think that's beautiful.
About this time, that coming down the stairs is a robed individual of dark green skin, dusks. Something about. All right. Oh, that is a lot of goblins.
Yeah.
This is gonna take some time. Okay, I could probably do 10 of you today. Who wants to have their minds erased? All of them are like, they're all very excited. He starts to ministrate and modify the memory of several goblin folk as you guys are there. What else are we doing?
Oh, Merritt, one more thing. And he's gonna reach up and into his mouth and start jiggling in a tooth a bit more vigorously than usual.
Oh, I'm getting a gold tooth.
And pull out a very tarnished old gold tooth
Gross.
and put it in your hand and say, "Get yourself an abacus."
No, I'm just gonna keep this.
No, that's not what it's for. Oh,
Puts it in his pocket.
I'm down a tooth. A good tooth.
Should we go to a tavern, perhaps?
I don't see why not.
Made
Got
it
a
back
couple
safely.
good nights here.
I think Myrtle will join him at the tavern. Hang out
You
a
guys
bit.
are able to easily find a tavern.
It sounds like the mind wiping is going to take a little while.
It's gonna take a little while. So, if y'all need to leave next thing in the morning, I can hang back.
We'll probably take some time, maybe offload some of these weapons, perhaps, or I don't know, get things situated before. Probably need to get some kind of reward from the Blackleaf, and maybe see if we can take care of these magic symbols, or like cut their arms off with steel. We'll do something.
And as you guys decide what to do at the tavern, that's where we'll finish next episode.
Bye, everybody. Everyone wave.
Oh, bye. Bye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.